This is an art attack? This is an art attack.
This is an art attack, but play the music anyway. Oh, that was fun. I'm a bit out of breath now. It was worth it though. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. In today's video I thought I would recreate some art attacks. Now people who aren't from the UK might not know what art attack is. But don't worry, because I'm going to tell you. Art Attack was basically a kids' TV show that centered around arts and crafts, and it was created and hosted by Neil Buchanan. And I think it ran from the early 90s to the mid 2000s, and it has actually been revived, and I think they play it on the Disney Channel or something like that. But they don't have Neil Buchanan, and if you don't have Neil Buchanan, it just is an art attack. And as a kid in the 90s, I used to watch that TV show and really wanted to create some of the things that they made on the programme. Unfortunately, it was a time when you couldn't pause television, there was not really any internet. I know, shocking, crazy, I was a child that grew up without the internet. How did I survive? How did I not die from boredom? So today I'm going to make my childhood dreams come true, and I just can't wait. The art attacks that I'm going to be recreating are from season 8 episode 5, I think. No, that was wrong, it's season 8 episode 3. So let's dive in.
Ah, hello there.
Hi!
Now then, have you got a really special photograph that you want to frame but can't afford one of those fancy, expensive frames? What you need is one of these. A sponge frame.
I'm already so excited. And was that Anthea Turner? It was Anthea Turner, I don't know what she's doing these days. Anyway.
You need one of those sponge cloths that you can get from supermarkets. Now you need to take one of those and draw 4 ruler width strips on it. So I've got a ruler here.
I do have to say, I absolutely love how calm Neil is when he's explaining something. He's the complete opposite to me.
And then just cut those strips so that you have something like that.
Okay.
Or you can cut the strips from different coloured cloths. I like doing this. And then it's a case of laying them down smooth side up and then just arrange them in a square like that. And you can see I'm just offsetting the edges there. Then when you've done that, glue the strips together. Now there's a special technique involved here. Take some PVA glue and just identify all those edges that you want to join together.
Identify all those edges. Quite like that. I think I'm going to use that. I'm also not going to be using PVA.
Stick those joints together like that, pressing them very firmly together. And when you've done all 4 joints, you have something that looks like that.
It's a masterpiece, Neil. An absolute masterpiece.
You just pop your photograph in there, line it up, and stick it into place. Be very careful when you're doing this. Just watch your fingers. Just snipping it all the way round the edge like that. And you know my motto, if in doubt, get someone else to do it.
I love that motto. If in doubt, get somebody else to do it. I would love that. There's no one else here to do the things for me though, so that wouldn't work.
Split it in 2.
It was a very in-depth tutorial on how to cut a sponge in half, and I appreciate that. That's what I come to Art Attack for.
Fantastic, multicoloured sponge frame that looks like that. Look at that. Lots of different shapes. You just get them from the supermarket. Look at those shapes across the top. They're a bit like bread. Well, it's not. It's sponge. And
right, fantastic. I know what I'm doing. We're going to be making some sponge frames. I am excited. I can't wait. So I've got my photograph printed out here, and it was back in my modelling days. As you can see, I used to be in way better shape than I am now. Ah, memories. I've got some sponge cloths here, and I'm just going to hot glue mine. I'm not going to PVA it, because I don't have time for it. And I haven't got a square either, so I might have to adapt mine a little bit. The thing is, I feel like I'm back at school doing this. I really do. It's proper school arts and crafts. We'll just figure it out and trim bits off as we go. These sponges are wet, and that's making things quite difficult. And you might be thinking that I photoshopped my head onto a model's body in this, but I didn't. Seriously, I really didn't. This is a genuine photograph of what I used to look like. I just don't like to brag. You know, no one likes a bragger. Also, I haven't seen the new revived kind of Art Attack with whoever the presenter is, but you definitely can't beat Neil. You really can't. And there's mine. And who knew sponges could look so good? And I've got some other ones that I made earlier, like a professional, so I'm going to show you them as well. So here's another one I made, obviously with some different sponges, and I just think it looks great. And this was actually me in Thailand on one of the beaches there. I had a really nice time. It was beautiful. And I think this frame is very geometric, it's very textured, and the colour combination, it's just exquisite. It really is. And here's another one I made, and this one was with scourer sponges. And I followed the same tutorial as Neil did, so I knew how to cut the sponges in half. It was very easy. And this is me just in the lab, because when I'm not doing YouTube, I just like to be a scientist now and again. I can't remember what I was working on there. It was something very important. And I did get a bit crazy with the scissors and I cut a couple of chunks out by accident, but other than that, it's delightful. Maybe one day they'll end up on the studio wall, so keep your eyes peeled. Okay, let's see what Neil has for us next.
Oh, those are nice socks.
I completely forgot about the crazy head.
Hello, yes, it's me again, the head. Now, you can get those sponges everywhere. Carefully cut them up, and when you glue in the joints, do them once, wait a while, and do them again, so that they stick together really well. Otherwise, that might happen. Oh.
I forgot about how cringy Art Attack used to be. Used to love it as a child, as an adult. It's questionable. Paper bits, that's fine with me. I'm not going to make exactly what Neil made, but I'm going to make my own little paper craft thing. It was a lot more difficult than I thought it was going to be. But did you get what it was? Let me know in the comments if you knew what that was. Because then you get a point for that game that we're playing, apparently. Right, what's next? They actually used to have a big art attack on the show where Neil would make something crazy in like a field out of loads of random objects. And they were always so impressive. They were like so amazing, and I really wanted to do my own for this episode, but I just don't have the time, I don't have the money, and I don't have the resources. So unfortunately, I'm not going to do a big art attack, but we'll see which one Neil's doing. I forgot about the little skits, like, nearly as bad as mine.
This calls for a big art attack.
I have a feeling this one's going to be possibly Egyptian themed. I have to say, this big art attack isn't one of his bests. He used to do some really amazing ones. He used to do ones with like tires and ropes and all sorts of crazy things. This one's definitely not one of the better ones. It's okay, it's not bad, considering it's all made out of cardboard boxes, but he's definitely done better. If you're interested, go search for big art attacks and you'll see some of his other ones, and they're just way better than this one. Oh, we've got another paper bit. I'm not very good at them. Okay, I suppose it's time for my paper craft, so it's going to be disappointing. Can you hear the rain? It's so loud. Rude. Hopefully you knew what that one was as well. Paper crafts, just definitely, I don't think they're my thing. I'm not going to be replacing Neil. Right, let's see what our next craft is.
If you want to make your artwork look really spooky,
I do.
here's a good tip. Make it drip. Okay, let's start with some spooky lettering. Here's a letter I've drawn in pencil, and I'm just going to make it look spooky by making it go all drippy and droopy. Look at this. Ugh. Just dripping off those bottom edges around the bottom of the T.
I don't think I could kind of take myself as seriously as Neil does.
Pimple yellow and, let's see, I know, sour milk green. How's that?
Sour milk green. Sour milk would be white, actually. I don't think it would be green. It would just be chunky white. So you're wrong, Neil.
And if you do a whole word in exactly the same style, it looks really effective. Look at that. Green looks horrible, but the red looks even worse. It looks like dripping blood.
Okay, I get it. You're just doing exactly the same thing. Right, let's try some spooky lettering then. Why not? Okay, so I've just drawn out my favourite word, which is bollocks. And I'm just gonna paint it because I don't have any proper markers in the studio. There we go, my spooky bollocks. That didn't sound good at all. There we go, my spooky text. And I just think it looks absolutely terrifying. It just looks so gross and just like, I actually had a lot of fun doing it though. It was quite calm and I enjoyed it. But it's a simple idea, it's effective. Okay, let's see what's next. It's the head by the looks of things. Did you know as well, the head thing that's on Art Attack, apparently it has the word sex on its forehead. And I don't know whether that was intentional or not. Maybe someone was just very dirty on Art Attack. Dirty little bastards.
Oh, frighteningly good tip that. Just draw loads of dripping. Works well, doesn't it?
Ah, paper bits again. I have to admit, Neil's paper bits are very good. Mine, so far, haven't been that fantastic. But I think this is the last papercraft one in here, so thank God for that. And did you figure out what that one was? It's a lot harder than you think it is. And also, I don't have any craft paper or anything like that, so I've had to colour it all in and stuff, and it's just been a mess. But let me know down in the comments what you thought all three of them paper craft things were, and if you get it right, then well done. So let's see what Neil's making.
Wiggling ears using split pins and card. And you know, believe it or not, they did that Art Attack in this science lesson. Well, why not? And it's all based on this wiggling ear mechanism. Take a piece of thin card and draw around a 30cm ruler twice. Now, I always use pencil at this stage, just in case I make a mistake. I can always rub it out, or go over it, or just neaten it up quickly to show you. You can measure it more accurately. And then, at the edge of that, draw 2 ears, like that. Do both ears, and then cut both strips out.
I'm already lost. It's supposed to be easy, I'm finding it complicated.
From the edge, like that. Place some sticky tack underneath it, and then use a very sharp pencil to just pop a hole through that strip. Just be careful when you're doing this. Like that. Then take a split pin. Now, a split pin through all 3 pieces of card.
I think I'm figuring it out. I think I know what's happening.
Halfway point between each ear and the middle. And again, take your sticky tack and sharp pencil.
I wonder if Neil wasn't allowed to say blue tack because of advertising. Because he is using blue tack, it's not sticky tack.
It is, because the idea is to then draw a head that's the same width as the ears. Now I'm just going to draw a cartoon head here. You can make it as funny or as silly as you like. So I can alter the design if I'm not too happy with it. Just keep making adjustments as I go along. And you have something that looks like that. Pin your wiggling ear mechanism. Give it a good old wiggle. And you can always colour it in using felt tip pen or crayons, or you could even paint it.
Okay, I know what I'm doing, I think. I might have to revisit the video because there was a lot going on there. But it's okay, I think I'll manage. Right, I'm already off to a bad start because I don't have a 30cm ruler. So I'm just going to use this very long one, which will be fine. Oh wait, did I have to add... I had to add ears, didn't I, or something? Have I already made a mistake? Oh no, it's okay, that can be the one that goes down. And then the next one I'll have to add ears. I should have done it in pencil because I can't rub that bit out now. If I cut it out and use the reverse, then it'll be fine. Cut that one in half. There we go. Okay, 2 ears done. Fantastic. I don't have any blue tack, so I'm just gonna jab it. There we go.
That's it. Turn it over.
You're going too fast.
Halfway between each ear.
Right, stop,
and the
stop.
split pin.
He moves far too fast. I can't keep up, Neil. You're gonna have to slow down. I haven't seen or used a split pin in years. This goes through here.
Mark the inside of the ears.
I need to draw a head, and this is where the ears are, so... that's gonna be the eyes, isn't it? Yes. So, this makes sense. Right, now I need to cut it out. This is a lot of work for an art attack, I have to admit. Mine looks terrifying. Right, it's done. It took a lot longer than I thought it was going to. Let's see if the ears move. Oh, that is so cool. That's really good. How fun is that? I actually think it's a really good idea. I think, yeah, like obviously for kids and stuff, it's a really good idea. I'm not going to colour mine in though, because I just can't be arsed. So that was the last art attack of that episode. Although, to be fair, these kind of craft ideas are very kitschy and very childish. I actually had a lot of fun with it. Like that face thing, that was so much fun. I quite enjoyed doing the spooky lettering as well. The one thing I could have probably done without was the sponge frames, because they were just shite, weren't they? They weren't good. But I did have a lot of fun and it really reminded us of my childhood. And I'm glad I finally got to make some art attacks. And if you want to see any other kind of videos or me attempting any other crafts or anything like that, then leave your suggestions in the comments as well, because I do enjoy reading them. I have had requests for drunken crafts. And I'm thinking about it. I am thinking about it. But hopefully you enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And if you were interested in watching some other episodes of Art Attack, you can actually find them on YouTube. There's quite a few there. Just go for the ones with Neil Buchanan, because they're the original, authentic, proper Art Attack episodes. The ones with new presenters, no, you can just go away. But anyway, I'll see you next week for a brand new video. Bye!